Before this video starts, I want to quickly give you an idea of why I'm making this video now, rather than having already made it 6 months ago or something like that. I had a conversation with my grandparents yesterday. It was Christmas Day, we were seeing the grandparents, and they basically said, "So, you're getting a degree. Are you gonna do physics for the rest of your life? Is that the plan?" And I was like, oh, probably not actually. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not thinking that I'm gonna go into research right now. What am I gonna do? I don't know. But what if, and I kind of scratched my head, what if I moved into Treyarch offices today and just kicked Jason Blundell into the street and took over? What if I stole Jason Blundell's job? And then I thought about the implications, and then I thought about how a sort of less extreme version of that could actually be applied to the community at large right now. That's the video. Enjoy. Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. I haven't posted a video in 6 days, and it's kind of driving me nuts. Like, I kind of get a bit down when I'm not posting just because I'm so used to this. It's such a core, integral part of my life when I'm doing other things, namely studying for my damn January exams. It just feels a bit weird. Anyway, I figured I'd post a video today so that it wouldn't be a full week without any MrRoflWaffles videos. It's just 6 days instead. And the other thing that I want to say quickly before I jump into the meat and potatoes of today's video is that I'm going to put some gameplay on the screen just here. And it's going to be a mobile game rather than a regular bit of Black Ops 3 or Spaceland or whatever, because I'm not at home right now. I don't have my PS4 with me, and as such, I can't record Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, whatever. Instead, I only have my phone, and so I'm throwing a random mobile game on the side of the screen just for a bit of visual interest. This isn't a sponsored video, and I don't know the company. This isn't like some game I found and it's really cool. It's just a case of me throwing something up for you to watch. Do you like the idea? Do you dislike the idea? Let me know. Over the last 12 months or so, I've had a lot of opportunities to talk to Jason Blundell, which has been amazing. It's something that I'm super duper grateful for, and he's really, really an interesting person. And I've really enjoyed every single conversation I've had with him. And one of the things that has come up in those conversations, a couple of times actually, is his role at Treyarch, what sort of things he gets up to, and I guess what is expected in the game design industry and the gaming industry of a game director, a lead producer, that sort of thing for Campaign and Zombies on a game like Black Ops 3. It's been really interesting. We haven't really been granular in terms of what he does specifically. He's not telling me the details of what his schedule looks like, and he's got to organize this, that, and meet this deadline. It's none of that. It's very general stuff, but it's really interesting regardless. And it's kind of got me thinking about how that sort of thinking and model could kind of be applied to our community a little bit. You can't really be a game director or a producer of YouTube videos. It doesn't really quite work, but I'm specifically talking here, in fact, about the custom mapping community. Because so far with Black Ops 3, there have been some cool projects, but a lot of it's been work in progress, and a lot of sort of first rooms that have been made, and remakes of old maps have been focused on, and things like that. And it's kind of got me thinking, what if, once people had got used to the tools and more time had been spent with them, so this wouldn't happen particularly soon with much success, I don't think, because people need time to learn the tools and to make maps. That's understandable 100%. But what if somebody sort of pulled together a little group and decided that they were going to form a mini studio of sorts? I think it would be so damn cool. Like, you could have a couple of people from the community that were really good with animation and modeling and all that sort of side of things, and get them working on that specifically. Get separate people working on art and concepting stuff, separate people working on writing, separate people working on scripting, separate people working on all sorts of different areas of the project, and really divide it up as if you were a game development studio. Would it work? No. There are plenty of problems why this is kind of something that is potentially unrealistic, but it's a nice thing to think about people trying to potentially apply in the future. Think about it. If you've got a kind of Jason Blundell type doing his role of lead producer, doing his role of game director, and basically organizing everything, making sure that deadlines are met, making sure that everyone's schedules are sorted, making sure that certain people, when they do something, are letting everyone else know, and make sure that everyone is interfacing with one another so that the fastest possible progress can be made on the project. All the things that Jason might be doing, but just for a smaller team. Maybe a team of 10, 15, something like that. That even might be too big. Maybe go down a little more, maybe go to like 8 or something like that. I think that this has been attempted before by all means, but it's something that I think could be seen with new eyes maybe now that we have the Black Ops 3 modding tools. And it's just a cool idea in my opinion, because imagine if someone did that and it went really well, like swimmingly well, and they made a map that was amazing, and then they did it again, and they made their own little DLC season. I mean, at that point, they would all get jobs at Treyarch. Easily. 100%. Like, regardless of internship programs or regardless of whatever, that sort of work being poured into custom mapping specifically basically means that Treyarch is gonna swivel their vision towards you and be like, boom. You guys know what you're doing. You formed a mini studio, you've actually proven that you can finish a project, and you've built something that is amazing, and so we'd like you to come and try out for us or something like that. Like, that's something I could easily imagine happening, or another studio might do it. You might have a Sledgehammer, Raven, High Moon, Infinity Ward, wherever it might be. Heck, it doesn't have to be CoD. It could be someone on the Destiny team. It could be another company entirely, someone at 2K, whatever. There's so much potential that you will unlock by finishing a project and having something for your portfolio that is a really, really amazing piece of work that you have managed to create. Like, it would be amazing. But unfortunately, it does have a couple of things wrong with it that basically mean that it's extremely unlikely to ever happen in a really polished way. One of them is money. People need to be paid for their work. That's just sort of the way things are. But this would have to be a passion project for all of the members of the team. They'd all be working for free, despite the fact that you'd have people in a sort of hierarchy where you'd have one person leading the project, and then you'd have people further down, and people further down, etc. It would have to be free work for all of them, because it's basically just sort of a rule that Activision has where you can't monetize off their mods and maps. There's a load of stuff in the terms of service about the fact that you can't be paid to do that, and so it would be really hard to figure out a way to make that happen. And at the same time, you would need like some kind of investment at the beginning so that the team had some money. It's the sort of thing that you need a publisher for, and at that point, you're basically forming a studio, and at that point, you're not making custom maps anymore. You're doing something else entirely. So it's kind of unrealistic in that sense. Also, just in terms of time, people are busy. A lot of the mappers that are around right now are 16, 17 years old, and they've got school on their hands, and their priorities change, and they won't necessarily be interested in just working for free as a passion project for no reason other than the love of mapping and the desire to create something great. Like, it's the sort of thing that would be really hard to motivate people for. Also, if you're not salaried, why would you listen to your boss? You're going to have to constantly be relying on people being passionate enough about the project to actually lift themselves out of bed and make the thing that you need them to make. Like, it would just be a difficult scenario and something that is potentially unrealistic, but I think that as something to strive towards, it's a nice kind of rainbow at the end of the yellow brick road. Like, one day, I'm sure some size of group of people will do this, whether it's 3 or 5 or 8 or 10 or 15, whatever it might be. Some group will come together, and they'll do this at least once, and it will be glorious, because the map that will be made will be just the best map that has ever been made, because it will be actually like a team working on the project, a proper team. Maybe I'm just dreaming because I've had so much time off YouTube recently that I've been having to think about all sorts of crazy things in the community that I wish were possible, but are kind of just not really ever gonna happen. But let me know your thoughts. I mean, is this something that you would like to see? Are you a mapper that would be interested in trying this out with a team? I know that I, for example, would absolutely love to try out that role of Jason Blundell on the project and work on the story a little bit, but also make sure that everyone's organized and kind of do the logistics side of things and produce and direct. But at the same time, I just know that that's completely a pipe dream right now. I'm so busy with school, I hardly have time for YouTube, let alone another thing on my plate. But I don't know, fun thing to think about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're scrolling down, in the description I have a link to a tweet which says, tweet me some pictures of your best versus worst Christmas presents. Reason being, I might be making a video on that kind of topic, and it would be fun to get you guys involved. Okay, I've been MrRoflWaffles, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye.